Hey guys, it's Rachel from the Literary Lamb. Today I have a book review on Come Find Me, Sage Parker by Aliza Latta. Now, I have a few things to say, but this will be a spoiler for your review. If you've watched my videos before or need a refresher, I write books in 5 different categories. Plot, characters, cover, suspense, and overall in terms of reading again very soon. 5 out of 5, not so soon, 1 out of 5. Also, a disclaimer is that Aliza, the author of this book, is my co-worker, and she provided me with a copy of her book to do an honest review, so I want to put that out there just for disclaimer's sake because I have mentioned that before. And I'm always scared whenever somebody asks me to read something that they've written because I'm always scared, I don't want to be harsh and I don't want to be mean, but I'm really happy that I absolutely adored this because not that it would have been awkward, but I feel awkward, but I really like when I see somebody pouring their heart into something and really working hard on something, and it's inspires me as the reader to really take my time and delve into this work, which I did, and I really enjoyed this one. Yeah, so let's get into it. So basically this book is about the main character Maeve, and she is now 16 years old, and her mother one day when she's a child just up and leaves her with her mother's boyfriend Saul. I think that's how you pronounce his name. That's how I was pronouncing it. And basically she gives up all hope of her mother ever returning, and she eventually meets her two friends Kai and Levi, and she wants to keep them at arm's length, but she ends up getting really close to them, and basically one of them becomes wrenched away from her, and Maeve is left dangling with the final words they left behind: go find Sage Parker. And Sage is also her mother, and she calls her Sage just for clarification's sake. So if I mention that name, that's who I'm referring to. So basically, I have been going kind of out of the teen YA realm. If you've been watching my channel for a long time, you've probably seen that I've read very few YA books this year in comparison to general fiction. And I have to say, I was kind of getting sick of the YA world. It's it's all the same, blah, blah, blah. But this book has really reaffirmed that maybe I should go back and give YA a try because I really appreciate this book. Also, if you can hear my dog barking, sorry about that. It's very annoying, George, please. So basically, after that, this plot I'm actually going to give the plot a 5 out of 5. The reason being is because this book from the beginning pulled me in. Now, a lot of YA books, I feel like they have one main focus. They have obviously the beginning, the big conflict. The big conflict takes up all the book. But this book didn't, it had big conflicts, but it had more than one, and they were spaced out for the book. Just when you're I can breathe again, I feel like the characters are in a good place, then something would be crazy, or there'd be a crazy backstory, or something just wild would happen, and it'd just be a punch to the gut, in a good way. But you're just oh my gosh, this is just a roller coaster ride. And when you finally get resolution on one thing, there's resolution on another. And there was a nice mixture of really sad topics that got you really thinking, and a mixture of happy topics that kind of uplifted you. And at the ending of the book, I felt kind of cleansed. I love these books that are more character driven than plot driven, which this book definitely was, because they really helped me reflect on my life. And every time I read something, I feel like I learn a new lesson, and definitely the lesson in this book, the lesson in this book was very interesting because I can't pinpoint one thing, but I think the lesson in general is to not let something eat you inside, find resolution where you can. And I think that message, even though that's not explicitly drawn out, that's in what I implicitly got from the book. And I just really enjoyed the journey I went on with the characters. I was kind of the one day, it was a Sunday, and I just finished reading Follow Me by Sarah Shepard, and then I was I need to finish this book because it's been 2 weeks, and I want to be able to tell my coworker what I felt, or give her a good idea of where I am in the book. So it's oh, I'm going to sit down and read a bit today, and I don't know how far I'm going to get through. And I got through almost 200 pages in one sitting. It was just drawing me in. I couldn't sit there all day because I had to get stuff done, but I really enjoyed it, and I'm looking forward to eventually rereading this. Characters, I give a 4.5 out of 5. Now, the reason I give it a 4.5 out of 5 is because the main character, Maeve, she could sometimes get on my nerves. But then, the one thing that I didn't understand too much was how close, how she kind of jumped on to people and kind of had strong bonds with them, even though she just met them, even though she has all these issues from her mom leaving. That's the one point. But then on the other side, I can also see the fact that maybe she has closer connections right away because she wants to show the person that she loves them and doesn't want them to leave her. So I can see it either way, and that kind of inconsistency where I wasn't sure her motivation was a little disconcerting. But besides that, I really liked the rest of her character traits. I found that she was a perfect example of a teenager. She was a little wishy-washy. She had her ups and downs. She was indecisive. And at first I was reading this and I was like, girl, make a decision. But then I was like thinking, I was like, she's a teenager, and like I'm in a different place in my life reading this about a teenager, so I have to always remember that. And I really do appreciate that because it was realistic. Like, not everybody has it all figured out. Like, some people, they can glide. They don't really need to second guess themselves, and they have this kind of external crisis, I feel like, later on. But when you're a teenager, you're trying to decide and see where your life's going to go. And I feel like Maeve definitely was a good example of what a realistic teenager looks like. Like, she has things where it's like she wants to be a kid and wants to be younger, but then she wants to be older, but then she has to figure out her life, but then she has to do it on her own. She realizes the independence coming in. So there's a lot of things I did like about her personality. I liked her friends Kai and Levi. One of my favorite characters though was Francine, who is Maeve and Saul's, what is it called? Landlord? Yeah, I was gonna say landline, that's a phone. But landlord, she was just hysterical. I really loved her character. Yeah, like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is one of those like great side characters that you absolutely love, like, no matter what. And I appreciate that. And I liked all the other side characters a lot. I like Saul's girlfriend, Julie, I think. I don't know why I'm forgetting her name. And I really like the resolution. Jeepers. I really liked the, like, Francine's character arc resolution too, and Maeve's character arc resolution. I just really liked all the characters. Like, that only little inconsistency of Maeve is the only thing that I would really speak up and say anything about, but besides that, I really enjoyed it. The cover I give 5 out of 5, so I'm just gonna show it here. And I really loved this cover because, well, like, when she showed me this book, I was like, ooh, this could be a pretty book. Like, no matter what, real pretty book. And I really like this, and Aliza actually did the typography, and it's calligraphy, don't know why, or hand lettering. Don't know why I can never say, like, any of these words properly, but I really like that touch. I just really like the aesthetic of this book. Like, it's very calming, but, like, it's a roller coaster ride. Like, the outside looks very calming. Suspense, I'm gonna give the book for suspense, I'm gonna give it another 5 out of 5 actually, because I wanted to keep reading it. When I finished it, I kind of wanted to keep following the characters. Like, I had that feeling, which is a good feeling for me to have. And I really actually enjoyed this book. And, like, I'm, like, really happy I enjoyed this book because, obviously, I like being able to tell somebody I really love their work. And it, like, I'd never not be genuine and say that I love somebody's work when I don't. But I'm really happy that I can say that I absolutely love this work. And for overall, for rereadability, I'm going to give her rereadability a 4 out of 5 because I feel like this story is going to stay with me for a while, especially with all the plot twists and turns. And this is definitely one of the better, like, books I've actually read this year, especially, I would say, in the last 2 years. In regards to YA, this is definitely on the upper part of that list. So that has been my book review on Come Find Me, Sage Parker. Aliza self-publishes this book, so I'm going to put her Amazon link in the down bar just so you'd be able to find this book. And I suggest you guys check it out. So I thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys later. Bye.